Let's just watch this for a second.
And here's the closer version of that. You can see, slowed down here, he pulls out the chair, he stands on it, and yes, that would be a big no-no for a crime scene. You don't move anything. He takes down the camera that is directly above where Charlie was sitting and would be able to provide, therefore, a lot of insight. And then you can see he kind of sits the camera onto the desk, and it looks like he removes the SIM card from it, or the SD card, if you will, which we're watching right here.
This was during the commotion. This happened right after they just escorted Charlie Kirk on a stretcher to the ambulance.
So I'm going when I saw this footage, who is that? Like, actually, I should be able to figure this out, because
Now, she's going to say a lot of actually interesting things. She believes that there is a government conspiracy. There is a lot of inconsistencies. And she also said that the best way to honor, Martin Luther King, JFK, RFK, all the people. Oh, this is the point that I was trying to make from before. Somebody had said that they were not happy that, Charlie Kirk got shot. They were not happy about that. But what they were happy about was that now you get to feel the pain that we felt when Fred Hampton got killed, when the Palestinians get killed. Now you understand the pain that we feel. When the people in the boat, the fishing boat that just got killed, the Yemen's prime minister got killed. There was that 8-year-old American girl that got killed as soon as, Trump got into office. So Fred Hampton got killed, Martin Luther King got killed, Malcolm X got killed. Now you get to feel the pain that we felt when we lost our heroes. Melissa Hortman got killed. Now you get to feel the pain. Now you get to feel the pain that we felt. And I thought that was a pretty good nuanced perspective. I've heard mostly nuanced perspectives if people weren't just outright condemning it. On the left, there was a clip. Shoe on Head had a clip of a bunch of people that were celebrating it. So apparently there are, kind of a good handful of people that were celebrating it. But I didn't see I just saw Bob Villain, who had celebrated it. And then I saw, kind of. And then there was a chant. There's some protesters in New York City. But I want to talk about Candace Owens here.
Got a pretty big network at Turning Point USA. The person's wearing shades. I'm not recognizing the individual. And I reach out to...
Later on, she's going to tell us that she actually knows this person, and she did reach out to the person, and the person isn't going to release the video footage. And she's absolutely correct on this. She was saying that the best way to honor, let's say Martin Luther King, he gets a street named after him. Some people get libraries and boulevards and foundations, and they get a day, they get a remembrance day and shit. But she was saying if you truly care about the person, find out who actually murdered them. That would be the best way, establish justice, get justice for them. That would be the best way to honor that person's life. You can't just pick some patsy and some fall guy and just blame it on just one person, especially if there's a bigger, broader conspiracy. Who financed it, who helped organize it, who provided safe harbor, who radicalized them, where did these ideas come from? Get justice for Charlie Kirk. And so I really like what Candace Owens is doing. I'm not for sure if she's the best conduit for it, because I don't know if she comes to conclusions or if she is just kind of poking holes at things that, unless it's crystal clear to her, then I'm not for sure if she can kind of put all the pieces together and make sense out of the whole thing. But she's kind of saying that the text messages were bullshit. She don't believe the text messages that they released were bullshit. The timeline isn't making sense. And she never actually suggested that it was Israel, even though people are kind of suggesting that's what she's trying to say, that Israel sort of had a hand in the damn thing. He did start to question Israel, and there are some people that's saying that, Charlie felt like he was afraid that Israel might, gun him down. So I think what Candace Owens is doing is fantastic. I think she was a friend to Charlie Kirk, and she wants to get to the bottom of things, and she thinks that the best way to do it is to get to the truth. The truth is important. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set ye free. Get the truth correct and then get the facts straight and then distort them at your leisure. The best thing about the truth is you don't ever have to remember what you said in the past. in order to get objective justice, you got to have objective truth. And so until we have objective truth, then you can't get objective justice. To truly honor Charlie Kirk's memory, you would want objective justice, would you not? So she makes a lot of compelling points, and she's, poking holes in this, and she's trying to put all the pieces together, all the things that they're saying, and seeing that if it all makes sense to her. So I think what she's doing, she liked Charlie Kirk. She actually seems very broken up over it and very sad about it, and she can't think of anything else. So she is following this case like if it was her brother that had been taken out, and she wants to make sure that the person responsible is the person that that actually is held responsible, is held accountable, that there's consequences for the people that actually made sure that this had happened. And so the video that we just saw was just a guy that took a camera down, and she found out that the guy works for Turning Points, but the guy said that he gave the footage over to the feds, but then he also had the footage, and she was saying that it's better to release the footage out to the public, which I agree with that too. Just sunlight is the best disinfectant, and because there's a bunch of internet sleuths, people will, one big thing that she said about the video, I don't know if she saw the video or just heard people talking about it, but she said that the video from the back side of Charlie, because the camera was behind him, that there was no blood. And then she was talking about how she has all these, military types that are trying to look at the way he was shot, what direction, and trying to figure out if what we're being told is the truth. Could one person from the rooftop shoot one shot, and then does he fall backwards that way? And then does the blood spit out? Is it possible? There was a guy that was right next to him. It looked like he kind of had a gun or something underneath his arm. And is it possible it was a closer shot? Is there possible other people were involved? And then why would the video from behind not show blood? The only thing I could think of was that maybe from behind, the angle of where the blood was spewing, you can't see it from behind because his body is covering where the body had spewed, or where the blood had spewed. And so, but that's interesting, is it not? The video from the front, we see what happens, I kind of looked at it, and it makes sense to me that the shot came from the rooftop, and it looks like he was jolted back when he got shot, and then he leaned to the left, which that's what the whole argument about JFK was, that the shot must have came from the front because he went back into the left. Charlie Kirk is going to lean to the left, in his final moments. And so I don't know, he leaned to the left, but the shot came from the front, right? So he didn't fall forward because he was shot from behind, he was shot from the front. And so he went backwards and to the left. So he kind of, the same thing with JFK, when he went back and to the left. That's physics, right? If you get hit from the front, then you would go backwards. If you got hit from the back, you would go forward. So it looked like to me when he got shot, he just kind of was stunned, and it shook his whole body. And then because he's bleeding, I think he knew that he was a goner. Actually, there was somebody, I saw another video that was pretty good too. They were trying to say, did he know that he was killed? Did he feel pain? Did he know what had happened? And the guy kind of concluded, no, like he would have blacked out within a second or two, and then he wouldn't have actually known that he was dying, so he didn't feel the pain, and he wasn't conscious when, he wasn't conscious when it had happened. So that's kind of nice to know. That's a little soothing to know, right? I mean, it looked horrific, but the pain, it might have been so sudden and so out of nowhere that it's possible that just the, momentary, just a few moments, he might have felt it and felt the pain. But the guy had said that it takes like 2 seconds or 1 second for the brain to register pain, and so if he had blacked out within 1 or 2 seconds, then he wouldn't have known about it, nor would he have felt any pain. So, yeah, I think what Candace Owens is doing is incredible. She's kind of leading the conversation. Let's get to the bottom of the truth, and I hope that she puts a ton of pressure on the feds that they, release anything and everything that they know, and to anybody else that they release anything and everything that they know. Let's hear some more of Candace.
Somebody on the inside, and I'm just like, who's this person? And they tell me the person's name, and I go, wait a second. And I look again, I'm like, I know this person. It's been a few years, but I know this person. This person's been around Turning Point for quite some time, for years. Like I said, back when I was working at Turning Point.
But the guy wasn't going to give it to Candace. Now, she wants the video to show for her YouTube channel, but I'm sure to analyze it as well. And it should be released to the public. So I think that her arguments essentially are pretty sound. That, sunlight is the best disinfectant, to put it out to the world so that way people could see the different angles. And then from seeing from behind, maybe you would see, somebody in the crowd doing something, or maybe you could actually see the shooter, I mean, how far the camera was up, up on the thing, so I don't even know what you could see from the thing, but, yeah, I just, good on Candace.